Shooter's possible motive, Glendale police say they are aware of a video on social media which the gunman may have made during the shootings. I'm Jack Callahan. This is Fox News.
Since 1946, Murphy's Builder Supply has been serving the folks of Jessup, Wayne, and surrounding counties with quality products and knowledgeable service. Matter of fact, they feel they sell service first to make sure you get exactly what you need for your home improvement projects. And with each employee at Murphy's being there for 10 years or more, you know you're talking with someone with the experience to help you with building supplies, tools, paint, and all the things you need from a full-service hardware store. The best choice in home improvement is Murphy's Builder Supply, 156 Northeast Broad Street, Jessup.
At 8 o'clock, WIFO-FM, Jessup world-famous Butch and Bob Show, brought to you by Murphy Builder Supply.
Good morning, Jonathan. We got a couple of guests today. We got IDA Director Dell later in the show, but we start with our Recreation Director, Lamar Echols, hardest working man in recreation. June 1st is the date. Ball game is going to come back to Wayne County. People are excited. You had a coaches meeting, so we'll start there. Speck, tell us about how the coaches meeting went, and is everybody on board, or anybody with any reservations? Tell us what took place at the coaches meeting.
Yeah, we had a coaches meeting last Thursday night. I got with all the coaches. Majority of them was out there, probably 90%, 95% of our coaches was out there. We all went over some rules, some guidelines, and see who all was still in, who wanted to play. I had Richard from the EMA there to help me out with some guidelines we was trying to enforce out there, and we gave them all the copies of the guidelines, and everybody seems to be on board. We had a few coaches that couldn't coach. It wasn't because of the COVID; it was because of the shutdown at the mill. So we had to scramble and replace some players here and move some kids around. But as of yesterday, we got all our rosters approved. They've been practicing since Monday. Everything's been going good out there with practice. The schedules is done. The uniforms has been done. So we just waiting on June the 1st to kick this thing off.
And how's it going to work? You're going to try to control the crowd. Can you control the crowd?
I think it's going to be hard to try to control the crowd, but just like over there at Babes, with the little ones, we only got two fields running at one time. So they on opposite ends of the field. Every night at Ben Park, we got games, but every field's not being used. So it's we're trying to spread it out as much as we can. The bathrooms, is going to be limited to like 2 people. We're going to have our concession stands spread out. The stands are going to be closed. So we urge everybody to bring a chair or sit outside the outfield fence, or whatever to spread out. But like I said, the coaches is going over the rules with the parents, and every day when they have practice. So at practice at nights, everybody's it's been good to practice. We're not monitoring our practices, and everybody's been going by the guidelines and trying to do it safe as we can. And like I said, I think we can pull this off if everybody stays on the same page like they've been doing, and I believe we can pull it off. So,
what about no one in the bleachers?
We don't have no bleachers. We'll have them roped off.
Okay, so
they can't gang up on the bleachers. And then, like I said, in the dugout, we'll have another bench outside the dugout for the players to sit on to try to space them out. Your umpires won't have an umpire behind the plate. You have to have an umpire behind pitcher's mound to call balls and strikes and live pitch. We've cut out some catchers in some leagues that don't have stealing. So, but we're going to try to pull it off. Like I said, it's been good so far. The last 3 days we've had practice out there, and they've been great. So we got no complaints so far.
Well, again, it should be fun. Like I said, people are waiting for activities to resume, and more things are opening up. Somebody's got to go out there and take the giant leap to begin things. So Wayne County Recreation starting June the 1st. So I know the kids have to be excited. They're just ready to do something.
I believe the kids are excited. Like I said, we had a rumor mill hit us the other day that we was allowing out of town teams to play and out of town kids coming over because everything's been canceled. That's not the case here right now. It's a local league with Wayne County folks in it, and that's all it is. We don't have no out of town teams in our league. We strictly Wayne County. So all the rumors got out there that we was doing this and doing that. That's not true. So we strictly locally Wayne County league. So I've talked to some other agencies that we talked to before I was on there last. They have shut down. The only county in the district that's up in limbo is Camden County. All the rest of them is shut down in the district. So they still having some board meetings on trying to reopen and stuff right now. But right now, we're the only one that's got the go-ahead sign and say go. But everybody's been calling and wanting to get our rules and regulations and see how we're going to do it. So maybe it'll work for these other counties too. But I'm thankful we can do it here, and like I said, we're going to try to do it the best we can and do it, keep these kids safe and these parents safe. So,
well, last time you were in the studio, you talked about reaching out to high school coach Justin McDonald because the high school season got canceled. So, any possibility of those kids getting some games?
Yes, they're in the process of getting their teams together right now. We have a few of them sign up, so we just waiting on the bunch of them to get in. I haven't spoken to Coach McDonald since the meeting. So, but maybe we can get the word out. I think the word's been out. We've had a lot of kids come sign up to participate in that older league, so it'll give them something to do too. So, we haven't heard nothing from the softball, bunch. So, but we have heard from Coach McDonald, and some of them older kids is coming in and getting ready to want to play. So
how many leagues do you have? How many teams do you have? How many kids we're talking about playing?
We had right at almost 1,000 kids. We'll probably have about 900 that stayed and played, possibly.
And what time will the games begin?
We'll start our games at 5:30, and what we'll do, Bob, is we have an hour time limit on the games that we have a game behind them, and it's a drop dead time. So when the scoreboard hits zeros, we'll pull them off the field. Get them off the field, get the other teams in, get the dugouts sprayed down, get them sterilized, and get that other team in and get ready to play another game. So we have we only have 2 games a night on some fields. Sometimes some fields we only have 1 game, so we kind of got it spread out. But we got a drop dead time right now of an hour until we get some clearance where we can play a full night or whatever. But right now, so we're going to start it off, and that's what we're going to go with. We're going to try to get them in and out as quick as we can, and do it safe as we can.
And Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday.
We play Monday, Tuesday, and Thursdays.
Monday, Tuesday, and Thursdays.
Yep.
No Friday games.
No Wednesdays, no Fridays, no weekends. So
it's going to be fun to just be able to have a sports cast where I report some scores.
Oh, I know it will. Like I said,
I'm looking forward to that.
Us going out there on Monday night and just sitting there and watching these kids practice. It was like something new, And I know these kids are excited. These coaches are excited. And like I said, it was just fun to be out there, watch them kids run around and have a good time. And I reckon finally get out the house and go out and do something they want to do. But like I said, I'm hopeful this thing will work, and I know it'll work. So, but if we just stick by these guidelines,
well, hopefully it goes well. Right. Like I said, but if anybody's coming out there to watch the game, what do you ask them to do?
First of all, if they come out to watch the game, they can sit in the car. You can sit in the car on some fields and watch the games, or you can bring you a chair. You can sit outside the outfield fence, or you can come up there and sit in the around that dugout or around behind the backstop or whatever. You just can't sit in the stands because they want to bunch up. But just try to do your social distance out there and have fun. And like I said, we'll have a concession stand. It'll be just like a regular game at night, just like a regular season. Just we won't have no stands, but like I said, we suggest everybody to bring the chairs because we don't have nowhere to sit out there. We moved the benches and the bleachers, and the picnic tables are gone. So you just have to go, find you a place to sit in the outfield, or I know they like sitting around the fence, close to your kids. That's fine too, but just keep your distance, and we'll see how it works. But we're going to try to patrol that as much as we can. We got 2 gates to get in, and we'll have staff at each gate. We have staff at the bathrooms. We have staff all over the place getting these people in and out. So hopefully it'll work.
What about playground? I'm still not clear on playground equipment. I don't think, are they open now, or kids are allowed to
the playground was open on the 15th of May.
Okay, so they are allowed on.
They are open. You're supposed to do your social distancing out there, but as a rec department, my staff went out and we disinfected all our playground equipment before they got on it, and we still, like I said, we clean our bathrooms every day, and we try to do it clean as we can, spray these dugouts down, the benches down. So we working on our part and what we have to do to keep these kids safe.
What about the concession stand we have where it's 6 feet separation? We'll do stores or something like that?
Yeah, we'll have it marked off. We have a little gate in between there. Like I said, we only have like 3 concession stand workers in there, just like it wouldn't be. But you spread them out just, put some lines like they got at Walmart to get them to stand behind 6 foot, and hopefully it works.
Well, I'm hoping it works as well. Like I said, looking forward to it. June 1st. That's a Monday, right?
Yes, sir. That's
so
a Monday.
First time, 5:30 will be the first game.
5:30. So we'll be there. Like I said, we're excited. I'm gonna have my officials meeting probably next week, and but we're ready. Like I said, like I said, is there any kids who still want to play that hasn't signed up or thinks about wanting to play and wants the refund back? That's fine. We welcome you back to come play, but that's going to be your decision. But we can take you if you still want to play, and but like I said, our team is set right now, and we're ready to go.
This has the blessing of the commissioners and the administrator, right? A lot of people are asking that question.
Sir.
Yeah, you're not doing this just.
I'm not doing. No, I sent a proposal to them, and Mr. Jeffers looked over it and come back and met with me on it, and we went over a few things and come up with some ideas. And like I said, this is all new to us. We don't have answers to all this stuff, and I reckon we'll live and learn and learn something each day about this stuff. But like I said, we're going to try to do it the safest we can. And like I said, we don't have answers to all this stuff. We've never had to do this before, so it's new to us. But we're going to try it, and hopefully we can pull it off.
Well, I wish you the best. Like I said, appreciate you coming in. Look forward to it. June 1st is the date. That's what, just about a week away?
About
a week from Monday.
A week from Monday.
Week from Memorial Day Monday. So
all them coaches there, you better get your practices in, because like I said, the schedules are done. So we're going to start with you, without you. So come on and get your stuff in. Let's go.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you coming in and being here on the world famous Butch and Bob Show. Again, we wish nothing but the best. I know the kids are chomping at the bit to get out there and play some ball games. I said it's just going to be fun to have scores on the sportscast now. We look forward to that.
We're excited. We really are.
Wish the best. Like I said, again, just remember, if you're going out there, bring a chair or just stand around the fence.
That's right.
And do the social distancing and do what you can do to, follow the guidelines as best you can.
That's right.
Good. Well, enjoy the Memorial Day weekend.
I will. Y'all too. Thank y'all for having me.
Okay, we'll be back with our second guest after this timeout.
As our nation rallies together to combat the coronavirus, we need leaders we trust to keep us safe. Conservative Buddy Carter has risen to face this challenge. A medical professional and pharmacist, Buddy Carter is using his expertise to help, cutting government red tape so businesses can provide medical supplies to hospitals. And Buddy Carter knows Georgia's workers and small businesses need help. That's why Carter stood up to big government Democrats to deliver economic relief and ensure our economy can recover after this crisis. It's nothing new. Buddy Carter has always led from the front. In Congress, Carter stood with President Trump to strengthen and equip our military, care for our veterans, stop big government, improve health care, and defend our borders. The conservative leader Georgia needs, Buddy Carter for Congress. Vote safely by voting absentee. Send your application to your local Board of Election today to receive your ballot. Visit BuddyCarterForCongress.com for more information.
I'm Buddy Carter, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Buddy Carter for Congress.
Woody Folsom Automotive's maintaining our social distancing, giving free home delivery, doing all those things, same as you. So walk right into South Georgia Chevrolet Place and talk to us, or go online to woodyfolsom.com, where you'll find nearly 800 in stock, 0% for 84 months, GM financial financing on 2020 Silverado and Sierra, Terrain, Equinox, Acadia, and many more.
Plus 0 for 84 on all new Buicks and GMC Canyon and Yukons. Plus a free lifetime powertrain warranty. Call, click, or come on in. This is still America, and we will get through it, and get through it together. God bless you big time. We appreciate you.
Find new roads, find free financing, and find people who care about you. Better get to Baxley, where you'll find all of it at Woody Folsom Automotive. 0 in on 0% for 84 months. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
God bless you big time. We appreciate you.
Welcome back. More of the world famous Butch and Bob Show. Second guest of the day. Special guest with us is the man in charge of the Industrial Development Authority, Mr. Dell Keith. Dell, always good to see you. Appreciate you coming in.
Good morning, Bob. It's good to be here.
I saw you a couple of days ago at the country club and talked to you. Curious how things are going with the pandemic crash with the IDA. It's got to be difficult. It is. Everything's shut down.
I mean, it really is. This is unprecedented times that we're living in. We've never seen anything like this. So many challenges. We need to get back to work, yet we still need to pay attention and be careful and cautious about the way we do that, and also try to follow the rules. We talked a little bit about how there's no meetings going on. Everybody's operating from home. All the companies that are out there that were looking to relocate have kind of, as you would expect, backed up and going to wait and see, kind of a very cautious attitude about that.
And despite all that, you come with some good news.
We're excited. First of all, let me go back and say this about this pandemic thing is, we just want to give a real shout out to the frontline heroes in this thing. It takes a lot of effort to get up in the morning and go into work, into a situation that could possibly put you or your family exposed to the virus, and those folks, I just don't think we say thank you enough to those folks for what they do. At the IDA, we've taken the opportunity to kind of look to the future. We've been creating covenants for our industrial park, the one down at 341, the new industrial park that we want to to try to put into place over the next couple of years. And today was the first time that I could come in here and say we've really taken a big step in that direction. Our board has been focused over the last couple of years to create a new industrial park in Jessup and Wayne County. And we've been looking at properties. We've been out evaluating different things to try to make this happen. And as of yesterday, we closed on a piece of property, 300 acres. It's off of 84 and behind our industrial park now. And there's going to be a tremendous amount of value to that. And I want to commend our board as well. I don't know if I've ever told everybody who all is on our board, but you got Randy Teston, Randy Franks, Joe Irotti, Ralph Trapnell, Tommy Reddish, Clay Bethay, and Brian Griffiths. All these guys work really hard and stay focused on trying to create jobs and investment in Wayne County. And they do a great job with that, and they have stuck to their vision, which was to create this new park.
They're all volunteers, too.
They're all volunteers. That's exactly right.
Tell us where this park is, or people may be listening and have no idea where the industrial park is. Explain exactly where it's at.
It's going to be just south of Hurricanes, headed towards Scriven, will be the entrance. It's 300 acres. It's going to be behind the soccer field back in there.
So that's right across from us, basically.
Exactly. Right across the street from the station here. Right. And the reason we're creating this new park is because we really only have about 3 sites left in Jessup. And all of the sites are less than 32, 33 acres. And one of the challenges we have is that when prospects call about properties, the first thing they ask is, for whatever reason, they all seem to ask for 50 acres. Don't really need 50 acres, but they all ask for 50 acres. And your job in one aspect is to not be eliminated from that process. So we have very few 50-acre sites. We have some down at Highway 341, down there between Mount Pleasant and Gardai, but there are challenges with that property with water and sewer. So we looked fairly extensively to come across this piece of property. And this piece of property has a tremendous amount of benefits for us, okay? First of all, it's 90% uplands, 10% wetlands. Now, in southeast Georgia, that's excellent. It's usually more like 60-40 when you find tracts of land. Has easy access to water and sewer from the city. That's going to save us millions of dollars in developing this piece of property. Access on Highway 84 gives us an alternative way out of our industrial park. Eventually, we'll have a back door out of our existing park, maybe from Macon Street extension that will come around. So the trucks, we can take trucks off of Sunset Boulevard, maybe take trucks out of going through town, create some type of little bypass. That's going to be beneficial to us as well. We can design this part with larger lots. In today's environment, like I mentioned a while ago, folks are looking for that 50-acre piece. We've got an opportunity here to create something really nice, a entrance that is really nice, something that everybody in the county will be proud of. And I think it's a great use of the money we've been saving over the last several years. So, in the future, it gives us that backdoor access that we talked about, the traffic issues. I think it'll be really good for Wayne County. And what I'm probably most proud of is our guys on the board have stuck to the vision. They see the future. They're preparing for the future. We're setting ourselves up, I think, to be very successful going forward.
When you look for a piece of property, first I get to find who owns the property, and then look for a good price. How's all that go? Sometimes people donate the property, but most people looking,
No.
How's that negotiation? How's that negotiation go? First of all, how do you have to find the landowner, right? Who owns the land?
That's correct.
And go to them. And
this process went on for a year and a half, maybe 2 years. You're right. You have to identify the property first, determine who owns the property, if they're willing to sell, and unfortunately, in some cases, when the landowner finds out it's us or the county, the price goes up.
Because they know you want it. Somebody wants it, right?
They know we want it, and so they feel like they have the upper hand. But we did negotiate with the landowners, and we're able to make these acquisitions.
So is that your job as a negotiator? Or
we negotiate that. I usually use the executive committee involved in that process, and some of the other guys that have real estate experience, Ralph Trapnell. So we have several folks that we work with and work through to try to make these things happen.
You have somebody go appraise the land to make sure you know what the value of the land is? Did you go through all that process as well?
Yeah, but it's more about it's more about what the property can do for us and the amount of money. I mentioned to you a while ago about the water and sewer piece of it.
Right.
If I was to go to Highway 341 part down there, it would cost me somewhere around $3 to $4 million to put a water and sewer package plant down there. $3 or $4 million I don't have. So what this piece of property brings to the table is through the city, the water and sewer is right there at the ballparks, and we would tap into that. You're probably looking at a cost of somewhere around $600,000 to $800,000, as compared to $3 or $4 million.
Right.
So
it's a big savings.
Yeah, it's a tremendous
the wetlands.
savings.
The wetlands are always an issue as well. So the fact that it doesn't have a lot of wetlands, because we've seen that in school buildings and things like that.
That's exactly right.
When you get into wetlands,
isn't one of the mining seams right across the street here in that area somewhere for Camorra's?
Camorra's has a site that's further down 84.
Okay, I knew there was a seam somewhere in this area down from us somewhere, but not where you're located.
No, not where we're located at.
Okay.
And the second thing that the next step for us is that we started the process with the DCA, which is the Department of Community Affairs, to apply for matching funds for development of this park, for infrastructure, roads, water and sewer, signage, entrance, all those kind of things. So the cost savings that are involved with purchasing this piece of property and creating this park, this is the ideal spot.
Can you just join us, IDA Director Dell Keith, in with us? Explain the importance of an industrial park. We've had them in the past. Right now we don't have one. You develop one. Explain how important the industrial park is to a community such as Wayne County.
Well, I mean, it's like any business. You have to have product to sell. And creating this park and getting these sites to what they call pad ready helps relieve the pressure from companies that are looking to come in. One of the biggest challenges you may have, like one of the challenges we have down at 341, is I can take you out there and show you a 50-acre tract. And it's, pine trees that are 12, 15 years old. So it's not, if the company decided to move today and they wanted to start in 30 to 60 days, we still got to deal with the property and get it pad ready. One of the other benefits of this property, it's already been clear cut, and it would not take much money to get it pad ready. So you really, Bob, when you start talking about an industrial park, you have to have this product on the ground so people can envision what their building would look like. And with today's technology, we're using the Georgia EMC right now. They're creating like a visual tour of this park, and it's still just woods out there, cut over timberland. So you can see through virtual reality kind of stuff what a building will look like on the lot, the parking. They can put people walking in front of the building. I mean, it's very creative stuff. And that goes a long ways towards selling companies and people like that. Now, bringing industry to our community is a challenge on a couple of fronts. Number one is the workforce. Our unemployment rate, even through this pandemic period, has only gone from like 3.8 to 4 or 5%, which is only just a few hundred people. And probably the bulk of those would have difficulty passing drug tests and those kind of things. But I say that to say this, that we're working with our school systems to implement some programs to help these young people understand what the opportunities are to stay here and work in Jessup.
I'm glad you brought the workforce up. Like I said, I've been here a long time. I just remember years ago, people would come in and talk, once we get the lanes, all these highways 4-lane and get everything, we're just going to boom, Well, the boom hasn't occurred because there's a lot more other factors that are involved in that.
That's right.
Like I said, companies come in, and I said the one thing is the workforce, whether or not, and unfortunately, a lot of people come in, even if people have businesses now, know that it's hard to find people that can pass a drug test.
That's right.
It seems like a simple thing, but you'd be amazed how many people come apply for jobs and they have to take a drug test, and unfortunately they don't pass the drug test. So, but hopefully some good news on the horizon. But I still ask the question down 341 going towards Brunswick. That was the one area that they thought was going to boom. The other car leadership's out there, but there's not much more. So where's the idea on that? Is any future growth towards that area?
On 341, just outside of Jessup?
Yeah, just outside of Jessup going towards Brunswick. That was what they said. Once you get the lane, Highway 4-lane, that place was going to boom, and the dealership went out there quickly, but nothing else has come out there. So,
well, I think there's probably going to be opportunity on the retail side in that area. For larger tracks, once again, the wetlands come into play. Once you get out past, is it Longford Road?
Yeah. Right.
In that area, it kind of drops off to a low area, then comes back up past where Bert Jurgen and those folks live. And so the wetlands play a big part in that. But on the retail side, if you stay right there around the highway, it's high enough to do things. And I think that probably lends itself more towards a retail type business than it does an industrial type business.
I'm just curious, you mentioned the pandemic. Like I said, before the pandemic, you were traveling, seeing a lot of people, all that's been, you doing that now by phone and by virtual camera, things like that.
Zoom meeting.
I don't know anything about it. Jonathan knows all that stuff. Like I said, I'm already in the doghouse. I told that story. My niece had a graduation Zoom party. They called me. What are you talking about? I'll call. I ain't got time for that.
Yeah.
So I'm in the doghouse.
The good news for me
I don't
is
have any technology, but
the good news for me is I have Candy Harris there, and Candy and Nick
they know
have helped me through this process.
Right.
Last Thursday we had the State Workforce Development Board meeting that I'm a member of, and it was a Zoom meeting. And when you're looking at a computer screen and it's got 15 or 20 people's faces on there, and
as small as they can be,
and but it's still a way for you to be able to conduct business and do things that you need to do. We actually did that with the purchase of this property it was about 3 or 4 weeks ago, the vote to buy it, and then we had a real live meeting that that confirmed the votes that were made. I just wanted to make sure we were all sitting around the table and we're on the same page to do what we need.
What's the timetable now? Now you got for the industrial park to be completed. Have any idea what the time frame is on that?
Well, everything is a process, and our grant applications are in. We have started that process. Money drives the whole issue. We'll start. Most of the land's already cleared, like I shared with you earlier. But the entrance is going to take some work. We're going to have to get in there. I've been working with Mike and Ed, and I will say this: I think all of our governmental agencies are on board with this.
So that entrance, I'm sorry, on 84 or on Sunset or on that's Hinson Mosley, right? Road. Where's the entrance going to be?
The entrance is going to be in between the church.
Okay. Yeah.
And Shorty Thornton's house. There's about 300
right.
or
I know what you're talking about.
Yes,
there. Yeah, okay.
And,
so actually on 84 itself then.
On 84 itself. And
right.
That was important to us because we needed direct access to the 4-lane, like you were talking about. And so we purchased 12 acres there that gets us back to the main track.
And that lets you into the existing park on
That's
Sunset,
right.
and that cuts down on the traffic. Don't have to worry about trying to enlarge Sunset Boulevard then.
No. I think they're going to
right.
Sunset Boulevard is on the books to be worked on.
Right, yeah.
Widen
right.
the whole 9 yards.
Yeah,
and that needs to be done.
Right. I think that's part of the LMIG project that they're working on.
That's right.
So.
But the future for the industrial park is in the next few years creating what's called a back door out of that park over to this one and then out to 84.
As you said, all the government agencies are on board with this. Like I said, everybody's pulling in one direction, which is good. But as you mentioned, these volunteers on the ID, y'all meet once a month. Is that correct?
We meet once a month. That's correct.
And like I said, all these guys are volunteers, but they all have the same vision. They just want, like I said, you're trying your best to bring industry and growth into Wayne County as best you can. It's a tough process.
That's right. I mean,
I said, how many counties in the state are 150?
159 counties.
And they're all fighting for the same thing. So
That's right.
It's all about,
Yeah, and everybody has 4 lanes now, and everybody has rail access.
Right.
And
how helpful is it to have that relationship with our local representation that we have, like guys like Stephen Meeks and Workhouse?
Oh, it's awesome. Awesome. Those guys have been instrumental in helping us get through several different issues that we've had. And they were very instrumental in us trying to get our gas line down at 341. I can't begin to tell you how good it feels from my perspective because the county, all of our guys, our county commissioners, the administration, the city, David Earl, Mike, all those guys, the city council have been very, very
accessible, helpful. Yeah. Right. Yes,
and so they
got the vision as well. I mean,
that's right. They see it.
Right. I mean, because like I said, it just builds up the tax digest, builds up. It's all about money. So
that's right. We've got to grow this community. Right. We get up every day and show up fishing.
Right.
We chase rabbits. Everybody that calls, we chase it down and see if there's any opportunity whatsoever. We've had a couple of prospects down at 341 through the last 60, 90 days. One of them just backed off because of the pandemic, and the other one's still out there. We can't share a lot of information about that, but I feel good about that. But it's a challenge.
Well, we just appreciate you coming in and giving us the good news. Like I said, and the industrial park, something that they've been working on for years, something that's needed, and I said it's nice to see it. They'll be able to find this piece of property and hopefully have it completed soon. And that's what it's all about, bringing people in to see that. And
that's right.
And it grows from there, and then you're looking for the next industrial park.
Yeah, we're excited. And this park also gives us the opportunity for that growth on the backside of it. So
sounds good.
It's got a lot of positives.
Well, again, Dell, appreciate you coming in. And again, anytime you need to get any information out, we'd love to have you. So you're always welcome. So
I appreciate
it. Appreciate you being here today on the World Famous Butch and Bob Show.
All right.
A reminder, we close out tomorrow's Butch and Bob Show. Another candidate for sheriff, the incumbent John Carter, will be our special guest tomorrow. So hope you tune in for that again tomorrow. Again, that's going to do it for today's Butch and Bob Show. Have a great day.
Woody Folsom Nissan's delivering new Nissans all over the South. Click WoodyFolsomNissan.com or walk right into the dealership on East 1st in Vidalia. We sanitize for your protection every day. America's best-selling SUV crossover, Nissan Rogue, is rolling out of here at 0% for 60 months, plus $1,000 cash back.
Plus a free lifetime powertrain warranty. Call, click, or come on in. This is still America, and we will get through it, and get through it together. God bless you big time. We appreciate you.
Number one car in its price range in fuel efficiency, Nissan Altima, 0 for 60 plus $1,250 cash back. Or get 0% 60-month financing on the totally redesigned Sentra and get $500 in customer cash back. Nissan Rogue is rolling out of here at 0% for 60 months plus $1,000 cash back. Zero in on 0% at the home of the sweet deal.